everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is September 15th, 2024, and we do have an update in regards to Dani Olmo's injury. Also, it's been confirmed the massive offer that Barcelona received for Lamine Yamal, and finally, Joshua Kimmich is looking like he's going to renew with Bayern Munich. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before I begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the Give Back, Goal Kits, or Fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. All links are down below in the description. And now begin this video with the great news that Barcelona defeated Girona today 1-4 in Montilivi with 2 goals of Lamine Yamal, a goal by Dani Olmo, and the 4th goal by Pedri in what was an absolute amazing performance by the team. A team that dominated from the first minute until the last, a team that pressed really high and really well, and a team that created plenty of chances where this match could have easily ended, maybe 1-6, maybe 1-7, but an incredibly dominant performance by Barcelona and an incredibly convincing win by the team. And of course, I did do a post-match live analysis, so if you do want to hear my analysis or my review of today's match, make sure to check it out on the channel. Now, in the post-match press conference, Hansi Flick explained what were the keys to Barcelona's victory, and this is what the German coach had to say. The season has just started. We played very well, focused, concentrated. We knew that if we gave them space, we could combine. We pressed very well. The first goal was incredible. Of course, he's referring to Lamine Yamal's goal. Very beautiful. We deserved the victory. It was a tough game. Girona plays very well, but we started very well, and I think we deserved the victory. So Hansi Flick crediting the Barcelona victory over Girona to the fact that the team was very concentrated and that we're very focused. They pressed really high and they played very well. And he's saying, that it was a tough match, but that the team did deserve the victory. I think I do have to disagree with that first part. I don't think this was a tough match. I think the way Barcelona played, they made Girona look like a second division team. Even though, let's not forget, this is a Champions League team, so an absolute dominant performance by Barcelona. But of course, Flick has to say that out of respect for the opposing team. So I'm just being facetious here, but definitely great performance by Barcelona. And then Flick was asked if what did he say, if anything, to his players in the locker room during halftime. And this is what the German coach had to say. At halftime, I told them that they had to run into space, and that's how Olmo's goal came about. I'm very happy with the team and the way they play and train. Pedri came to hug me after scoring the goal because before the match, I told him that he was going to score today. So Flick revealing that during the halftime, he told his players to run, behind the defenders, or to that space behind the defenders, and that's how the goal came about, Dani Olmo's goal. And well, that's exactly how it came about, with a brilliant pass by Jules Koundé to Olmo, and also a brilliant finish by Olmo. And then Flick telling that really cool anecdote, saying that he had actually told Pedri that he was gonna score today. And that's exactly what happened. Pedri also scored a brilliant goal with another brilliant assist, this time by Marc Casado, and then a great finish by Pedri, dribbling the Girona goalkeeper and scoring. And I think this what Flick, or these statements of Flick, I think highlights one thing, that not only is Flick a great coach as far as setting up the tactics for the match before the match begins, but he's also a great coach as far as adapting to what happens throughout the match. He takes note of what's going on and makes adjustments to that, and that's exactly what he did here, making adjustments in the halftime, telling his team what to do, and as a result, we ended up getting 2 more goals, which were Dani Olmo and Pedri's goals. Now, Mitchell, Girona's coach, also had some statements. I'm not going to cover them in detail because this is not a Girona match. This is a Barcelona match. But Mitchell did praise Lamine Yamal, and he said that Lamine Yamal has what it takes to be the next Lionel Messi. Big statements by the Girona coach. which begs the question, do you guys think Lamine Yamal has what it takes to be the next Messi? Let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, Mitchell also assuming responsibility for the loss, saying that Barcelona were much better, they played much better, that Girona did not play as well, and that's why Barcelona won. And I think it's really cool and very refreshing to see a coach, you know, admitting defeat and admitting that, hey, today they were better. That's why we lost. It's very refreshing, especially since the many press conferences that I complained about last season, but I'm not gonna go over it. You already know what I'm talking about. Now, one thing that worried us today, or one bad thing from the many great things that we saw today in a match against Girona, was of course Dani Olmo's injury concern. We saw Dani Olmo being subbed out. Initially, it was thought that maybe it was because his nose was bleeding, but then the camera panned on him when he was sitting on the bench and he was touching his right knee, which was the knee that he kind of hurt a little bit in the FIFA international break. But then we saw him walking fine after the match, saying, congratulating his teammates, which of course raised a lot of questions. Is Dani Olmo injured? And if so, what's his injury? Was it his nose? Was it his knee? Well, initial reports are saying that it seems that Dani Olmo has a hamstring problem. And as such, he could be a doubt for the match on Thursday in the Champions League against Monaco, but they are saying that it's not a serious injury. Now, this is not 100% confirmed because, as I've explained many times, medical exams to determine injuries are not conducted until the following day when the player has rested, when the swelling has gone down. So we won't know for sure until tomorrow. And of course, I will be here covering it, and I will let you know what is the official medical diagnosis as far as Dani Olmo's injury. Let's hope it's nothing serious, because so far Dani Olmo has been an incredibly important player in Hansi Flick's scheme. Now, more news, because it has been confirmed, the mega offer that Barcelona received for Lamine Yamal. Now, this news comes from Dani Olmo's agent, since we did just mention Dani Olmo, whose name is Andy Barra. Andy Barra is not only the agent for Dani Olmo, but he also acts as an intermediary between clubs. And while he confirmed in an interview today that PSG offered 250 million euros to Barcelona for Lamine Yamal this past summer. Of course, this is something I did cover on the channel in the summer, but now we get an official confirmation from Andy Barra saying that Barcelona did indeed receive that amount, and that Jan Laporta didn't even think about it, didn't even consider it, didn't even cross his mind. He didn't even flinch. He automatically said, absolutely not. Lamine Yamal is not leaving. And of course, we all know that is the right decision, even though 250 million euros could have gone a long way helping Barcelona's debt and helping us achieve the 1-1 rule. But let's be honest, Lamine Yamal is worth way more than that. And this is one of the reasons why I wouldn't want Barcelona to become, you know, a private entity or a corporation, because if you have a board of directors of a company and they just look at the club as a business, what are they going to think? 250 million euros, we're really bad financially. Do it. Sell the player, get those 250, because that would make financial sense. So this is why it's important that we keep the club as it is, owned by its members, so decisions like these are made the right way. Now let's end this video with the news that it looks like Joshua Kimmich could be renewing his contract with Bayern Munich. Now, as we know, Joshua Kimmich's contract expires in 2025. And as such, Deco was considering bringing him next summer as a free agent if he doesn't renew with Bayern. However, now in an interview, I think it was with Fabrizio Romano, if I'm not mistaken, Kimmich revealed that he is considering renewing with the Bundesliga club. And this is what Kimmich had to say. I'm available to discuss with the club. It's always nice to feel the support from the club, and I'm just enjoying the moment. It's important to win games. Now, Bayern Munich's general manager, Max Eberl, also said Kimmich will be one of the faces of Bayern's future. So it's starting to look like Joshua Kimmich is now considering renewing his contract, which of course, if that happens, that's automatically a closed chapter, and there's no way that Kimmich is coming to Barcelona. And this is something I touched on in the past when I revealed the news that Deco was considering bringing Kimmich as a free agent. I said, I don't think this is going to be an easy operation. After all, you know, Joshua Kimmich is an incredibly important player for Bayern. So, and now that he's actually considering renewing, I would say it's almost nearly impossible that we could bring Kimmich to the club, which, as I've said many times before, to me, it's a relief. I think the best years of Kimmich are behind him. Not to mention that bringing Kimmich, it would only curtail the growth of Bernal or Casado, or maybe even both. And I honestly prefer that the club bet on both Bernal and Casado than bringing Kimmich over to Barcelona. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. Also, don't forget to watch the post-match live analysis, which is already up on the channel. I will see you in tomorrow's podcast at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, Visca Barça.